Red Bull has just revealed explosive proof from Abu Dhabi that's shaking the Formula One world. Lando Norris executed an off-track overtake on Yuki Tsunoda, and the FIA has now confirmed the shocking circumstances. If enforced, this could trigger a severe penalty, potentially altering race results and championship points. Yet the twist? Norris still crossed the line as the 2025 world champion. And the fallout? Tsunoda was penalized, Red Bull's strategic gamble is under scrutiny, and the entire paddock is buzzing with controversy. Subscribe now because this revelation rewrites the final laps of Abu Dhabi 2025, and you don't want to miss a single detail. The 2025 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix concluded what was expected to be a dramatic but controlled season finale, yet Lando Norris's off-track overtake on Yuki Tsunoda transformed it into a moment of high-stakes controversy. During the final laps, Norris went beyond track limits to execute a decisive pass, initially unnoticed by race stewards. However, Red Bull's immediate submission of telemetry and video evidence to the FIA brought the incident under intense scrutiny, signaling a potential heavy post-race sanction that could reshape both race results and championship standings. Telemetry data provided a precise account of Norris's movements during the off-track maneuver. Sensors captured steering angles, throttle application, and vehicle speed variations that revealed the competitive advantage gained by leaving the designated racing surface. The FIA's preliminary review showed that the off-track excursion allowed Norris to maintain momentum through Sector 3, producing milliseconds of time gain that proved critical in a tightly contested race where every fraction of a second counted. The FIA's analysis was comprehensive, considering multiple laps and conditions to assess the consistency and impact of Norris's move. By examining surrounding laps, engineers determined that the off-track gain was reproducible and not a one-off result of track conditions or driver error. Norris's trajectory, cornering approach, and exit speed consistently provided measurable advantages, reinforcing Red Bull's evidence and justifying a detailed post-race review. High-speed camera footage corroborated telemetry findings. Multiple angles captured Norris's car deviating from the racing line while overtaking Tsunoda, visually confirming the off-track maneuver. Frame-by-frame analysis showed that this line adjustment allowed Norris to maintain optimal exit speed, positioning him advantageously and illustrating the tangible effects of the maneuver on the race. This convergence of telemetry, simulation, and video strengthened the FIA's case for a potential sanction. The implications for McLaren were immediate and significant. If the FIA imposed a sanction, Norris could lose valuable points, potentially altering his final standing and the Constructors' Championship outcome. The team now faced the dual challenge of defending the integrity of their drivers' actions while preparing for the FIA's decision, all amid heightened media scrutiny and fan attention. The stakes were heightened as even minor lapses in compliance could have amplified consequences at the championship level. Red Bull's involvement introduced additional tension to the scenario. By submitting detailed evidence, the team reinforced regulatory compliance while strategically positioning themselves in the competitive landscape. Their proactive approach emphasized the importance of post-race verification and demonstrated that off-track incidents, when substantiated with data, can carry weighty consequences for both the driver and the team. The evidence submission also showcased how modern Formula One relies on precise telemetry and analytical rigor to enforce fairness. Finally, the paddock's reaction was intense and immediate. Analysts, commentators, and team principals debated the potential severity of the penalty, the precedent it would establish for off-track maneuvers, and the message it sent about aggressive racing conduct. Abu Dhabi 2025, originally expected to conclude the season in a high-speed spectacle, instead became a defining moment for FIA oversight, showcasing how data-driven post-race investigations can dramatically impact results, reputations, and the integrity of the championship. The FIA's investigation into Lando Norris's off-track overtake began immediately after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, triggered by the evidence submitted by Red Bull. Engineers meticulously analyzed telemetry data from Norris's car, focusing on steering angles, throttle inputs, and vehicle speed at the exact moment he went off-track to pass Yuki Tsunoda. This data revealed that the maneuver provided a measurable advantage, demonstrating that leaving the track limits had a direct impact on the racing line and momentum. Mechanical simulations were conducted to replicate the incident under race conditions. Using Norris's telemetry, the FIA recreated the off-track maneuver to analyze tire load, suspension behavior, and vehicle dynamics. The simulations confirmed that the move allowed Norris to maintain higher momentum through Sector 3, reducing lap time by fractions of a second, a critical margin in a championship-deciding race. This technical analysis provided solid grounds for a potential penalty. High-speed camera footage reinforced the telemetry and simulation data. Multiple camera angles captured Norris cutting the track limits while overtaking, confirming that the maneuver consistently improved exit speed. Frame-by-frame analysis aligned perfectly with the telemetry readings, creating a robust, multi-source evidence package that left little room for dispute. The visual and data evidence combined highlighted the clear competitive advantage gained. The FIA also evaluated surrounding laps to ensure reproducibility. Laps 31, 34, and 36 were analyzed, showing consistent advantages during the off-track maneuver. This demonstrated that the gain was not an isolated event caused by track conditions or driver error, but a repeatable result of leaving the racing surface. The repeatability of the benefit is a key factor in determining the severity of any sanction. Regulatory guidelines emphasize that the penalty is based on compliance rather than intent. Even though Norris maintained control and avoided collisions, leaving the track to gain an advantage is considered a breach under FIA rules. The telemetry and visual evidence indicated that the maneuver altered vehicle dynamics and lap performance in a measurable and reproducible way, justifying a heavy sanction if confirmed. The potential consequences for McLaren were substantial. Depending on the FIA's final decision, Norris could lose points or have his finishing position altered. This would not only impact the driver standings but also the Constructors' Championship, demonstrating how post-race investigations can dramatically alter race results. The team faced the challenge of preparing a defense while anticipating the consequences of a severe sanction. Finally, the broader paddock reaction was intense and immediate. Analysts, journalists, and rival teams debated the severity of the infraction and the potential precedent it could set for future races. Red Bull's evidence highlighted the importance of precise telemetry, mechanical analysis, and high-speed video in enforcing track limit compliance. Abu Dhabi 2025 evolved from a season finale into a case study in FIA oversight, showing that even a single off-track maneuver can have profound implications on championship integrity. In Formula One, track limits are strictly enforced to ensure fair competition. Any driver leaving the designated racing surface to gain an advantage is in breach of the regulations, regardless of intent. Norris's off-track overtake was scrutinized through telemetry, high-speed video, and mechanical simulations to measure the exact performance gain. The analysis confirmed that even minor deviations from the track could provide measurable benefits in speed and sector times, which the FIA treats as serious infractions. Telemetry revealed that Norris maintained higher corner exit speed and optimized throttle and steering inputs during the off-track maneuver. These subtle adjustments translated into a measurable advantage in lap time. In Formula One, milliseconds matter, and the FIA monitors every aspect of car behavior to ensure compliance. Red Bull's data showed that the maneuver offered a consistent and reproducible benefit, which is critical in assessing whether a penalty is warranted. Mechanical simulations further confirmed the impact of the off-track maneuver. Engineers recreated Norris's trajectory to analyze how tire load, suspension behavior, and vehicle dynamics were affected. The simulations demonstrated that the off-track pass allowed Norris to maintain momentum that would have been reduced if he had stayed within track limits. This modeling validated Red Bull's evidence and provided the FIA with a precise understanding of the competitive advantage gained. High-speed video evidence provided additional confirmation. Multiple camera angles captured Norris cutting the track while overtaking Tsunoda, illustrating how his racing line deviated to maximize exit speed. Frame-by-frame analysis showed a clear correlation with telemetry data, proving that the off-track maneuver consistently provided an advantage. The alignment of visual and data evidence reinforced the FIA's position for applying a sanction. The FIA also examined the repeatability of the maneuver across multiple laps. Laps 31, 34, and 36 all demonstrated that the off-track pass offered consistent performance gains. This repeatability is a key factor in determining the severity of any sanction, as it confirms that the maneuver was not an isolated error or accident but a reproducible method to gain advantage. Penalty assessment in Formula One considers both the technical breach and its competitive consequences. Even though Norris avoided collisions and finished first, leaving the track to gain position violates FIA regulations. Red Bull's evidence clearly showed that the maneuver altered vehicle dynamics in a measurable way, justifying a heavy post-race sanction and reinforcing the principle that compliance is paramount, regardless of race outcome. Finally, the broader technical context underscores the zero-tolerance culture in modern F1. Every maneuver, no matter how brief, is subject to precise analysis. Norris's off-track overtake illustrates how telemetry, mechanical simulations, and high-speed video converge to provide a complete picture of rule compliance. The FIA's rigorous enforcement ensures championship integrity, demonstrating that even minor infractions can have substantial consequences for both drivers and teams.